Right now this morning, still closed. Ahead, why the DNR says counties across Wisconsin are continuing to close trails nearly a month after they would normally open. And later, scam warning. Why one man is speaking out after he was the victim of a recent scam on a popular shopping website.
Plus, cold conditions due to a wind chill right now, getting into at least minus 23 degrees this morning, then tapering off by 9 o'clock. Showers coming back again, and we'll be talking about that in just a moment.
This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, I'm Allison Fergit in for Alexandra.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It's Friday, January 24th, 2025, and we are still seeing some very cold weather. I thought maybe we'd get a little bit of a break from it, but it sounds like we have a weekend full of winter weather.
Yeah, well, we'll have that going into warmer conditions still, even though, because we have high pressure that's helping us out right now. However, that heat doesn't kick in until those winds kick in from the south later on as we go into the late morning hours, and eventually that wind chill will start to back off going into the 10 o'clock hour and extending in. We also have that snow possibilities as we go to the late day. So we're thinking maybe crossing the Mississippi, the snow, you can see it right there as we go right into about the 3 o'clock hour. It may cross the Mississippi and start to hit the ground once we get into the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hour going into your evening commute today. And that's going to start up to the north and eventually work its way down. Right now it feels like it's minus 16 degrees out there, and we're also holding on to Black River Falls at minus 18, La Crosse at minus 15. Once we get into how this all goes into the 6 o'clock hour, you'll see this continue on. We'll see these numbers up to minus 23 for a wind chill this morning as you get into Ladysmith. And I know it's farther away, but you're also going to be seeing minus 12 for La Crosse and other areas as we get into Viroqua as well, kind of going from minus 14 to minus at least 6 as we finish out getting past the that 9 o'clock hour, as I mentioned before. By the noon hour, we're almost out of the minus numbers. You can see it's still holding on for Eau Claire and Ladysmith, and eventually we'll get into warmer conditions on the way. Current temperatures right now, minus 16 as you go to Eau Claire, all the way down to minus 2 for La Crosse. Getting into Millston, though, you can see the roadways have a little bit of snow left over from last night still on the roadways there. It is minus 10, but it feels like it's minus 16. Getting into Warrens here, also, you're looking at a little bit of light snow in the forecast there as well. When I come back, I'll have a better overview of how this all shakes out. Stick around.
As you may have noticed outside, there hasn't been that much snow on the ground, prompting many snowmobile trails to be closed longer than usual this year. The Wisconsin DNR spoke with News 8 Now about why many of the trails in our viewing area are still closed about a month after when they typically open. That's despite normal registration and license sales. One administrator told us that it's up to the counties on whether or not the trails will open for the season, but they added if opened too early, it could damage the land on or near the trails.
Before they open a trail system, though, they're looking for a good snow base. And by that, it's kind of a packed surface that's hardened, it's frozen pretty well. That way you can get some loose snow powder on top of that, and it's not going to cause snowmobiles to eat down into that trail surface and damage.
However, it's not all bad news for riders. According to the Wisconsin Department of Tourism's website, trails are currently open in 2 counties, Iron and Vilas counties near Michigan's Upper Peninsula. President Donald Trump wraps up his first week in office with a trip out of Washington, D.C. Today, he'll visit communities recovering from recent disasters in North Carolina and Southern California. While he's away, the Senate continues its debate on the nomination of his pick to be the next Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth. All this as the president is vowing to push back on a federal judge's decision to block one of his most controversial executive orders. CBS News' Naomi Ruckham has more from New York.
Today, President Donald Trump heads to hurricane-ravaged communities in North Carolina, then to Los Angeles, where destructive wildfires continue to burn.
The Senate will come to order.
In Washington, a final Senate vote could come as soon as today on former Fox News host Pete Hegseth's nomination for Defense Secretary. Hegseth cleared yesterday's procedural vote in the Senate, despite opposition from all of the Democrats and 2 Republicans.
Is this the best man we have to lead the greatest military in the world?
Meanwhile, CBS News has obtained internal documents showing that the Trump administration is in the process of shutting down immigration offices set up by the Biden administration in multiple Latin American countries.
They have deployed active duty U.S. military and National Guard troops to the border to assist in repelling the invasion.
But a federal judge temporarily blocked Trump's order ending birthright citizenship for the children of undocumented migrants and temporary visa holders. The president says he will appeal.
The FBI says it's identifying records related to the assassinations of former President John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, and Martin Luther King Jr. It comes after President Trump signed an executive order yesterday directing their release. Happening today, the teen accused of an attempted armed robbery near the Barrel Inn earlier this week is expected to reappear in court this morning. 17-year-old Anthony Ulvested is charged with 7 different counts, including attempted armed robbery and felony firearm possession. On Tuesday, Ulvested made his first appearance in court, where he received a $25,000 bond. Ulvested is expected to reappear this morning at 11. Authorities have named those involved in an officer-involved shooting in the town of Lafayette last month. 49-year-old Matthew Luke is identified as the man killed on December 1st. He allegedly fled the scene of a domestic abuse incident and fired his weapon at law enforcement. Detective Zachariah Becker of Eau Claire Police and Wisconsin State Patrol Trooper Joseph Desprez then discharged their weapons and hit Luke. Becker is currently serving on administrative duty. Desprez is on administrative leave. The scene is still under investigation. A 39-year-old Chippewa Falls man, Jason Barnard, is facing drug delivery charges. Police say they found 5 pounds of methamphetamine in his possession. He was reportedly busted trying to sell fentanyl and meth to an informant in Minneapolis. Police say Barnard also has open cases in Pepin and Dunn counties. He's being held on a $10,000 cash bond in Eau Claire County. The family of a man killed outside a Northside lacrosse bar is speaking out. 41-year-old Justin Betts was allegedly killed by 28-year-old Cody Allen on Sunday. Police say Allen shot him following an argument outside of Newey's Vogue. Betts was a father, brother, and friend to many. News 8 sat down with his family, who say they want him to be remembered for the person he was.
I want him to be remembered for all the things you're seeing on Facebook about the wonderful things he does and the good things the good person he is, not this.
He was a great person. He didn't deserve this. He definitely deserved to live his whole life.
A GoFundMe and several fundraisers have been started to help his family. We'll have that information linked on our website. La Crosse County is receiving $700,000 to study rail crossing improvements in Bryce Prairie. The Biden administration awarded the area up to $728,000 in federal money to explore rail crossing closures there. Bryce Prairie is a community accessible only by 2 county roads. Both roads intersect the same BNSF rail line, and the 32 trains that pass through each day often close both crossings at the same time. BNSF, the town of Onalaska, and the La Crosse Area Planning Committee will use the money to figure out how those crossing closures can be reduced.
Is that a new crossing that's a bridge or something grade separated where regardless of whatever is happening on the railroad tracks, it won't impact the roadway? So that could be one option, but it's kind of a project like this will kind of lay out a number of alternatives.
Golnick says the study could take 18 months once the federal money comes in. He adds any construction using federal funds is dependent on doing an initial feasibility study. The city of La Crosse is gathering public feedback for their 5-year consolidated plan. The plan uses federal funds to build and repair homes while funding other public services in the city. Each year, La Crosse receives $1 million from the Housing and Urban Development Department for those projects. The forum is held to see how the community would like to see those funds allocated.
We know our needs change, and this is our way of saying, hey, it's been 5 years. We know a lot has happened in the last 5 years. Let's come back to the table and see what the needs of our community are, and make some decisions that are data-driven on what the next 5 years looks like.
The new plan will go into effect in April. Still ahead on your morning news, Spirit announces changes to its passenger dress code policies. Phones with TikTok installed are selling high on eBay, and Disney Cruises raised the recommended gratuity rate. And a man is calling attention to online scams after receiving a photo of his order instead of the item. We'll have more on the website AliExpress and online scams coming up. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Young readers are getting some help from WNBA player Caitlin Clark. Scholastic donated 22,000 new books to her charity. Those books will be distributed to elementary and middle schools, as well as children's hospitals. Clark's organization has a special focus on her home state of Iowa. And as you begin to wake up this morning, we leave you with a quick wake-up call from the city that developed the first car radio and deep dish pizza. It's Chicago, of course. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is after the break.
Home Furniture, where quality meets style and value. The timeless elegance of our fine furniture gallery. The modern, urban look of Uptown. The handmade perfection of Amish craftsmen. Or the rustic charm of lodge furniture. Whatever your lifestyle, there's no place like home.
It's Hy-Vee's 99-cent sale this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We've got 99 items for 99 cents each, like baby carrots and boneless chops, lunch makers and banquet pot pies, Chobani yogurt and Hy-Vee waffles, Kind bars, Campbell's soup, Powerade, Hy-Vee tortilla chips, Hy-Vee bread, and more. Save in-store and online during Hy-Vee's 99-cent sale this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardians at each day start. As time went on, it was easy to see I'm lowering my A1C.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardians can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardians and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardians may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardians. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardians is really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell.
I would never forget the picture that I have. I'm the only one that's not smiling. Even though I'm with my close friends, I felt alone. I didn't feel pretty. I didn't feel confident. When I got Invisalign, I built my confidence. It was the best investment that I could do.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us. Hi, what can I make fresh for you today? It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients, like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese. The frozen custard is so fresh and creamy, it tastes like it was made just for us. It's our pleasure. Just spending time with family, that's what mealtime at Culver's is all about.
from Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious!
Sit up, lean back, recline, and sleep. Get more Z's on a Z-Cliner by FlexSteel at Home Furniture. The Z-Cliner features pressure point relief zones, luxurious performance fabric with power recline and lift features. Relax by day, get your Z's by night. The Z-Cliner at Home Furniture.
All right, and away we go. Getting your current temperatures here. Minus 16 in Eau Claire, Ladysmith doing the same. Then we get into Winona, minus 2. Minus 2 for Rochester. Good morning to you folks. And La Crosse, we're looking at minus 2 degrees, holding on to Viroqua, minus 2 degrees. And good morning to all you folks as well. Hey, let's get into how this all shakes out today. We'll go right into it here. The wind gusts, they're light right now as far as gusty winds. We have sustained winds that are out there currently, but we'll also hold on to as we get into the 9 o'clock hour. These winds will start to slowly pick up. By the time we get in the 11 o'clock hour, they're up to 22 miles per hour. And then carrying into the Wednesday, I should say, carrying over into this afternoon, they're going to pick up to about 26 to near 30 miles per hour. Holding on to Eau Claire with clouds coming in as we go in the 5 o'clock hour. Snow is possible for us, as you can see. Then we'll eventually get into some temperatures from 21 to 23 degrees. That's at the noon hour, or at least I should say, as we go into the latter portion of the day, holding on into tomorrow. At 5 o'clock this morning, going into p.m., going into at least some snow coming in for La Crosse around 5 o'clock, extending to the evening commute, and then done by the time we get into the 9 o'clock hour, holding on to at least 26 degrees going into the midnight hour for tonight. Current visibility, this is what we're looking at as we go into it here. Not an issue this morning, really, because the winds are kind of a little bit on the light to breezy side. So as we get into it, you're looking at Menominee holding on right now. It's minus 9 degrees out there, feels like 9 degrees. The roadway is looking pretty good for you. Also, Also, as we go right into areas right by Toma, heading towards Shelby, looking pretty good for you as well. Minus 14, feels like minus 14. So we're at the stable conditions. When I come back, I'll have a better overview of how your local forecast is going to shake out. So please stick around.
In your morning consumer news, Spirit Airlines is making some changes to its passengers' dress code policy. The carrier has released an update to its contract of carriage, which guests agree to when making a reservation with the airline. It specifically addresses clothing and tattoos that will no longer be allowed on board. Spirit says passengers wearing lewd, obscene, offensive, or revealing clothing or body art may be denied boarding or removed from flights. eBay sellers have a new hot commodity: phones with TikTok installed. TikTok was removed from app stores on Saturday ahead of a federal ban. While the app is still available to people who already have it downloaded, it remains missing from app stores. Thousands of eBay sellers are taking advantage of that. Listings range from hundreds to thousands of dollars. Disney Cruise Lines have raised its recommended gratuity rates. According to the company's website, the base daily rate for tips is now $16 per guest. That's a $1.50 hike from before. Customers in suites and concierge staterooms will now be charged $27.25 per day, an increase of nearly $4. Disney hasn't updated these recommended rates since July of 2022. A man is calling attention to scams online after only receiving a photo instead of the drill he ordered off the site AliExpress. And it turns out many others have dealt with similar situations. Shay Schrader reports.
They say a picture's worth 1,000 words.
All of this here from them.
But not when you ordered a drill.
This is a picture of what they sent me.
That's right. Sylvester Franklin ordered a drill from AliExpress. And what he got was a printed photo of the drill he ordered. But it gets worse.
I paid $22.97 for a pressure washer, and this is what I get.
What even is that?
This is a screw. It's a wrench to screw the screw out the wall with.
Franklin has been going back and forth with AliExpress since he ordered the items in November, but throughout everything, still hasn't received a refund. So we started looking into AliExpress, and we found the company is a subsidiary of Alibaba, sometimes called the Amazon of China. In 2021, the Office of the United States Trade Representative added AliExpress to its list of notorious markets for counterfeiting and piracy. The business also has a D- rating with the Better Business Bureau, and in 2024, the state of Georgia's Consumer Protection Division received 3 complaints against the company. One of the people who complained saying they never received the item purchased. Another saying they were out over $400 after their item was sent with a fake tracking number that was never delivered to them. In all 3 instances, the shoppers said they tried to get their money back from AliExpress, but none of them did until they reported their stories to the CPD. Franklin has tried to get his money back from AliExpress and tried to get a charge back from his bank without any success. He says he only spent around $40, but wants others to take a lesson from his story. This picture may be worth 1,000 words, but not the $40 he paid.
This is not good. This is real bad. You know, all this is bad. You know what I mean? Don't scam nobody. So I just don't like to get scammed because you know, if you spend your money, you want to get what you paid for.
Definitely something to keep in mind when doing that online shopping. Well, that's a look at your consumer news. Let's send it over to Art for our forecast.
All right, Allison, as we get into it here, let's take it over to L.A. here. Looking at, again, the Santa Ana winds are blowing, and that's going to cause a lot more problems for this fire over in Castaic, as well as the other fires that are still listed out there as well. You're getting into northeast winds up to 30 miles per hour. Gusts are going to pick up to at least 50 miles per hour. You're getting that high pressure ridge that continues to just take that wind, and of course, the winds are going from high to low, and as it goes right through all those canyons, it really starts to pick up speed, lifting up over the canyons and then going right through them, and those winds really begin to just really pick up, getting into at least gusts of 50. Yesterday they had some isolated winds up to about 80 miles per hour. That being said, this wind is going to continue as we go through today as well. Santa Clarita, that's a view there, but then once you get into Castaic, that's where the fire is, and of course this is I-5 right there. I-5 was closed yesterday for a while. I'm sure they got got that back underway. But Castaic has a lot of trees. It also has a lot of hilly conditions through those canyons. All right, that being said, they also have a break coming in as we go into the weekend, similar to what we have. They've got rain and snow coming in, maybe the snow up into the higher elevated areas. Then you're going to see the rain along the coastal areas back down. You can see here, and eventually that rain is going to help them usher out some of that fire, hopefully, as we go into a couple of days of rainfall for them. Now, as we get into it here, cold conditions today. We've got the wind chill up to about minus 22 to 23 degrees. That goes till 9 o'clock, backing down all the way down to at least minus 11 in some cases. We'll also see snow popping into the picture, and warmer temperatures on the way as we get into your forecast, where we're going to hold on to at least warming coming in from high pressure helping us out. That's going to lift temperatures up a little bit, so we'll get back to seasonal average temperatures today as we go through the afternoon, going into the evening as well, with snow on the way, working its way across from Minnesota, moving into the forecast. Current temperatures minus 16 right now, getting to a minus 2 for La Crosse. Eventually, we'll see these winds stirring up, as you can see, getting into at least the 7 o'clock hour, minus 20 degrees for a wind chill. We're at like minus 7, going to minus 2 as we get into the 10 o'clock hour. So the winds are going to taper down. Once they taper down and get through the area, we're looking at the possibility of the evening, or afternoon, I should say, having again the possibility of temperatures in the 20s. Then eventually we'll see those 20s getting back down to the teens, getting into the evening hours. Here's a look at what's happening out there. Those winds will stir up as we get past the midnight hour, or the noon hour, excuse me, and then carry over again as we go into tomorrow. We'll see those winds tomorrow for the folks that are heading out, hanging out with their kids in the afternoon for their events. Breezy and gusty winds through the afternoon and continuing on, and that continues all the way on into the overnight hours. We'll also find ourselves getting into temperatures that are seasonal, 24 to 7 degrees, or at least 28 degrees. We'll look today at 16 to about 25 degrees today. That snow continues to track through the area, coming right through all the way into the evening hours, and then again to the noon hour to finish out. And what we're looking at out of that, well, we're going to be seeing about a couple of inches of snow working into the forecast, as you can see right here. Let's take it to the next 8 days. We go into it showing you 23 degrees today, 33 degrees tomorrow, breezy and gusty winds all the way to Tuesday with temperatures in the 40s and the 30s.
Looking forward to that 40. Well, still ahead on your morning news, federal figures say that 100 people die each year from CO poisoning caused by their portable generator. Ahead, tips to help protect you from the invisible killer.
Coming up next in the Blitz, a couple conference boys hoops games with some major implications, plus a girls game that went to double OT. Stick around to see it all next.
It's time to power up at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the comfort that power brings to your new recliner, sofa, or sectional. All on sale now. And if it's powered up, there's even special financing and free delivery. Upgrade your reclining experience with adjustable headrest and adjustable lumbar, all at the push of a button from top manufacturers like FlexSteel, La-Z-Boy, and Stressless. Sale prices, special financing, and free delivery. It's happening now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
Susan Crawford. She's the prosecutor who locked up violent criminals, the judge who's kept them off the street, and the leader who fought for abortion rights. On the Supreme Court, she'll look at the facts and uphold the law. Fair, impartial, common sense. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
For me, being a judge is really pretty simple. There's right and there's wrong, and I'll always do the right thing for Wisconsin.
Join News 8 now for the 102nd Annual Westby Ski Jump, January 31st and February 1st. Athletes from all over the world compete at speeds exceeding 50 miles per hour on the Olympic-sized ski hill. Visit snowflakeskiClub.com to buy a button today.
If you're living with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis or active psoriatic arthritis, symptoms can sometimes hold you back. But now there's Skyrizi, so you can be all in with clearer skin.
Things are getting clearer. Yeah, I feel free. To bend my skin, yeah, that's on me. Nothing is everything.
With Skyrizi, you can show up with 90% clearer skin. And if you have psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi can help you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Now's the time. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app.
Blitz. Well, it appears the MVC basketball season is going to go like the football season. 4 teams entered last night with just 1 loss against conference opponents. Onalaska and Holman doing battle. Vikings got the Hilltoppers the first time around. Early on in this one, it's Ian Cole giving it up and getting it back as he connects from downtown. Fast pace in this one, lots of threes, and it was Alex Burgett on fire from long range in the first half. Cashes that one, and then a couple possessions later, hand down, man down. The quarterback in the fall with the smooth stroke tonight or last night. Hosts go up 3. Then it's Keenan Iserman showing off the handles, loses his defender, and finishing through contact. Holman extends their lead. Onalaska would not go away, though. Ball skipped over to Jack Smith, and he's going to rip the cords. But the Vikings have so many scoring options. Caden Wilbur is money from distance. Vikings convert at the charity stripe, and they get the win at 73-66. And the ladies' game was a thriller as well. A minute and change left in regulation. It's Kayla Kettlehut driving to the hoop, throws up a floater, and the freshman connects. So we go to overtime. In overtime, Onalaska's Jenna Ganson, tough 2 right here with the left hand. Visitors go up 3. The next possession, it's Danica Rabhan. With too much space at the top of the key, she splashes it to tie things up. So we go into double overtime. And in the second extra period, it was all Vikes. Mackenzie Neumacher from the right wing. Bottom, that puts Holman up 3. And then some good ball movement from the home side leads to this 8-ball corner pocket. And that is your dagger courtesy of Imani Toso. A couple 7-point wins and Holman's sweep on the night as the girls take it 53-46. Hillsborough traveling to Elroy, trying to hand the Panthers their first loss of the season. First half, it's Trey Wilds finding Ben Kronecki in the corner, puts it on the deck and takes it in for 2, helping the Panthers jump ahead early in this one. But the Tigers would pull it back in the first half. Bronger Shelley skips it over to Jerry Von Falkenstein, who gets to his spot and converts on a little baby hook to bring the Tigers within 4 with 4 minutes left in the first half. Then a couple moments later, Trey Wilds comes down with a hard rebound, works it out to Carter Uppena, who fakes it and takes it, helping his side keep a small lead. And the Panthers offense would be too much for the Tigers. This time we'll see Wilds hit from deep. Royal keeps their unbeaten campaign rolling as they get the 60-48 W. And of course, be sure to join us tonight for more high school hoops in the Friday Night Frenzy. We'll see you then.
Dear Winter, our squad of vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready. Bundle up, Toyota.
Right now, lease a new 2024 Tacoma for $319 a month. Toyota. Let's go places.
Brad Schimmel, prosecutor, attorney general, rule of law judge. Schimmel put pedophiles behind bars, took on criminal illegals and cartels, protected kids and seniors from abuse.
Law school taught me the rights of the accused, but justice for the abused is denied all too often. I'm Brad Schimmel. On the state Supreme Court, I'll apply the law equally because everyone has the right to feel safe.
Schimmel, for justice.
It's out with the old and in with the new. You know what they say, new year, new you. King Furniture is celebrating the new year with special trade-in offers. Trade in your old recliner for $50 towards a new one. Trade in your old sofa for $100. Trade in your old mattress for $75. And we'll deliver and haul away for free. Shop store-wide savings as we continue to clear out inventory and make room for new styles for 2025. Plus get free delivery and 12 months no interest payments. The King Furniture New Year's sale going on now.
Owning a food truck was my dream, but my back and leg pain made every day a struggle. Then my personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store got me back in the picture.
Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks.
I'm back to being the best version of myself.
Get back in the picture. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
The dentist will be right in.
Hey, I heard you're retiring soon. You excited?
Yeah, Doc, but there's so much to consider. Medicare, finances. Oh, and I lose my dental insurance.
You can get your own from Physicians Mutual. Easiest decision ever. It's real dental insurance that's real affordable. Well, I think my work here is done.
Wait, what?
Hey, I heard you're retiring soon. You excited?
Affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. One of the easiest retirement decisions you can make. For a free information kit, call now. This dental insurance helps cover over 400 procedures. Everything from cleanings and fillings to crowns and dentures. See any dentist you want with no deductibles and no annual maximum.
Well, I think my work here is done.
Wait, what?
To get your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual. Dear Winter, our squad of vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready. Bundle up, Toyota.
Right now, get 1.99% APR for 72 months on a tough new Tundra. Toyota. Let's go places.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
In your morning medical news, much of the U.S. is trying to stay warm due to the bitter cold conditions. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says this is the time of year when we see the most deaths from carbon monoxide poisoning. Bradley Blackburn has more on how to keep your family safe.
Many parts of the United States are dealing with freezing temperatures and wintry conditions, which can lead to power outages and other problems when trying to stay warm. In Houston, leaders are warning about the risks of carbon monoxide poisoning from heaters, fireplaces, and generators.
We did have an incident today that involved 2 children. Fortunately, our fire department did an amazing job in taking them to a local hospital for precautionary measures, and the prognosis is good.
Every year in the U.S., about 100 people die from CO poisoning from portable generators, according to the Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Carbon monoxide is an invisible killer. You cannot see it, you cannot smell it, and it can literally incapacitate you in moments and kill you.
That's why prevention is critical. Number 1, make sure you have carbon monoxide alarms. Install one on every level of your home and outside sleeping areas. Check the batteries regularly.
Number 2, get a professional inspection of your furnace and your other fuel burning appliances every year. And 3, never use a portable generator inside your home. That's where we see the most number of deaths related to carbon monoxide.
While everyone is at risk, the CDC says infants, older adults, and people with heart disease or breathing problems are more likely to get sick from carbon monoxide. So know the symptoms, which include headache, dizziness, weakness, nausea, vomiting, sleepiness, and confusion. If you suspect CO poisoning, get out of the house to fresh air right away and then call 911.
It bears repeating that consumers should never use a portable generator inside enclosed spaces. Even opening doors or windows will not provide enough ventilation to prevent potentially deadly levels of carbon monoxide from building up. The House of Representatives passed the Born Alive abortion bill. The legislation would require health care providers to preserve the life of an infant who was born alive during an attempted abortion. However, it is already considered homicide to intentionally kill an infant that is born alive in the U.S. Opponents say the measure could ultimately restrict abortion access by threatening health care providers. A new study shows men have grown taller and heavier at a much faster rate than women over the past century. The size of human beings in general has increased across the board, thanks to better health and nutrition. But men in particular have increased in size at twice the rate of women. One of the authors of the study says sexual selection and evolution could be a major factor. Congressman Derek Van Orden introduced a new bill that would require fluid or powdered milk to be served at military installations. It's called the Strengthening Service Members with Milk Act. Van Orden says the dietary resource will help troops maintain their health and readiness, and it also supports the country's dairy farmers. The White House is recognizing the work of a teacher in Trempealeau County. Cindy Stetzer, a science teacher at GET High School, is receiving the Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching. The award is the highest recognition that a teacher may receive for the work in the classroom. She said being nominated gave her an opportunity to reflect on her career.
It gave validation that those are the right things to do. You know, sometimes you hear that voice in your head that, you know, maybe it's not good enough or you should change this or change that, but just finding out that no, we're doing a lot of things right here really kind of helped me to stay strong in what I believe in and what I'm doing.
For winning the award, Stetzer will receive a certificate and $10,000 from the National Science Foundation. Looking for a way to immerse yourself in the world of Shakespeare? The Pump House has you covered this weekend. Bardathon is 24 hours of continuous readings of 39 plays and 154 sonnets by William Shakespeare. Every 4 hours, a new play will begin, and everyone is welcome to read or listen in. An event organizer says reading Shakespeare with others can form new connections.
This is something that brings people in. It creates community, and it kind of unlocks things for people who maybe haven't had a chance to experience Shakespeare in that way.
If you're interested, you can find the Zoom link on the Pump House's website or join in person for free. The event goes until Sunday. And if Shakespeare isn't quite your thing, there are also tons of other events happening this weekend in the Chippewa Valley and Coulee region. Jam out this weekend for the Riverfront Revolt at the La Crosse Center. Some featured artists include Asking Alexandria, Pop Evil, Beartooth, and Starset. 2-day passes are sold out, but single days are still available. Check out local shops at the Snowball Vendor Market. Stay out of the cold in the Sparta Floral Greenhouses and see what the stalls have to offer. There is no cost to attend. The Minnesota Marine Art Museum is celebrating 3 new exhibitions at the museum's launch party. Check out the new displays, enjoy live music, food and drinks, or enjoy the bonfire along the river. Well, let's now send it over to Art, who has a look at your morning travel conditions. It looks like it's going to be another chilly morning.
Yeah, it starts off that way. Minus 16 already for us as we get into it for Eau Claire. Minus 15 for La Crosse and Viroqua at minus 12. Then we carry over to how this all looks for us as we get into the current temperatures. Yeah, that's what it's looking like right now here locally. The minus 2s you can see here holding on to that. All right, that being said, wind gusts are holding on to at least about, say, 7 to about 8 to 10 miles per hour in some cases. Once we get past the 9 o'clock hour here, or at least into it, we're looking at winds slowly but surely starting to pick up around, say, 19 miles per hour. By the 11 o'clock hour, the winds pick up now, getting about 22, 23 miles per hour. You see 24 over in Caledonia, and then eventually they'll continue to stir, getting up to about 30 miles per hour today. Eau Claire, as we go through the 5 o'clock hour, that's when snow begins for you. You're looking at cloudy skies coming into the picture. Today, we're going to have pretty much at least mostly clear to sunny skies, getting to partly cloudy skies to finish your afternoon. You can see once we get into the evening commute, though, the cloudy skies return and the snow sticks around till about 7 to 8 p.m. La Crosse has the cloudy skies coming in with snow around 5 o'clock as well for your evening commute. That extends to 7 p.m. Also getting down to 10 o'clock. Cloudy skies still continue all the way into the midnight hour and beyond. Here's a look at the morning temperatures. As you can see, minus 23 for Eau Claire as we go through this hour right now. Then eventually it begins to back off to minus 21. Ladysmith also is cooling off a bit as well. They were at minus 23 earlier today, and then they're going to be changing back. You're also going to be seeing the possibility of by the noon hour, we're getting back to seasonal average temperatures, and the minus numbers are almost gone out of the forecast. And that's how the forecast will play out for you today.
Well, before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, how about Caden is turning 8. He loves fishing, playing basketball, and playing Fortnite.
Caleb is also turning 8. He loves science, music, reading, and celebrated his birthday with a fun trip to Madison.
How about Bob? Bob's turning 103. He loves church, playing cards, and goes dancing twice a week.
Quite the achievement. Well, if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, or a great milestone like 103, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Well, coming up, urban flavor meets small town charm inside the Cotter Pin's unique take on rustic dining. Next on Foodie Friday.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us.
Hi, what can I make fresh for you today?
It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients, like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese. The frozen custard is so fresh and creamy, it tastes like it was made just for us.
It's our pleasure.
Just spending time with family, that's what mealtime at Culver's is all about.
From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious!
You're young, but your bathroom is old. I get it. I visit my kids, grandkids, my precious great-grandkids. Doesn't fit their lifestyle. Not safe. old and ugly. You will be amazed at the transformation you can make in just a few days. New tub and shower with all new fixtures, new toilet, new sink and vanity, new flooring, at an investment much less than you might think. Call the Board Store Home Improvements today for a prompt free estimate on your new bathroom.
Wisconsin, one of those places where families spend their winters among frozen lakes and snow-covered hills. With all the fun they're having, it's easy to take for granted how they warm up, by the fire, or simply adjusting their thermostat. But for some of us, it's not that easy. Some of us need to decide whether to heat or to eat, or to further neglect our basic survival needs. We are working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans, all struggling to pay record heating bills. These dangerous temperatures aren't just uncomfortable for us, they can be deadly. If you are struggling to decide if you can put food on the table or heat your home, please reach out for a hand up. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Around here, neighbors come together to make each other better. We're taking the same approach with healthcare. Gunderson Health System and Bellin Health have come together to form Amplify Health, giving you more of what's important in healthcare. More caring, more listening, more to feel good about on your way to feeling better. Overall, just a little more heart. Amplify Health by Gunderson. A little empathy changes everything.
All right, in our local weather forecast, what you're getting today here is high pressure still building, and gradually this is going to warm our local temperatures up. But first, we have an area of low pressure that is well up into Canada, and that frontal boundary you can see associated with that as well. There's one way up there to the north there. That's going to be sliding over eventually, and that's going to put in some snow into our forecast as we finish out your day. But we're also going to be seeing highs getting into pretty seasonal average temperatures. Right now, current temperatures -16 to about -2 right now. Once we get into it, the wind gusts will pick up as we go right into the noon hour, and eventually those winds will continue, finishing out by the 8 o'clock hour, and then by 9 o'clock they've broken off. Then eventually we get into the highs today, holding on to 16 to at least 24 degrees here locally for us. Medford is 16, Eau Claire at 21 degrees. We're also, I should say, La Crosse getting in about 24 degrees, and then down to the south, you're looking at 25 degrees for the high. All right, that being said, rainfall, snow, that sneaks in just as we get into it about the 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock hour. It starts to work its way along I-94 and eventually works its way southward to Winona, getting into possibly La Crosse about the 7 o'clock hour. You'll see the more of that snow is a little bit heavier up to the north, but still more flurries continue to work through the area here, Black River Falls, Sparta. By the time we get in the 10 o'clock hour, it looks like it's backing off, getting out of Marshfield and Wausau. Eventually, we'll see maybe a light flurry coming in time to time, but once again, going into the overnight and into tomorrow, by 9 o'clock in the morning, we're back into snow coming back again, starting from along I-94, going southward here, getting into Eau Claire again by the 11 o'clock hour, and then eventually stretching down to La Crosse as we go right into the the noon hour, and finishing out by noon. Black River Falls in that as well. By 3 o'clock, we should see it kind of scooting out of the area. By 4 o'clock, we're out and done. All right, that being said, the snow we're expecting is at least up to 1 to 2 inches up to the north there. We're looking at maybe 1 inch or less as you get down to the south here around La Crosse, as well as Black River Falls down into Prairie du Chien, where we could possibly see more along the lines of a dusting into the forecast. Highs for Saturday, well, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies to cloudy conditions. We're holding on to at least 26 to about 35 degrees. So these temperatures are back to seasonal average and above that, carrying over to how this all plays out as we go into the next 8 days. 24 degrees today with light snow, mostly cloudy skies to finish out the day, getting into at least 33 for tomorrow. Breezy conditions with a 30% chance of snow in the forecast. Sunnier skies for Sunday, gusty conditions coming in Sunday night. We'll see 30 degrees for your high today, though, for Sunday, 41 for Monday, and breezy and gusty as well. All the way into Tuesday, we have partly cloudy skies expected with more sunshine coming in for Wednesday as mostly sunny skies prevail, coming into sunshine for at least into Thursday at 32 degrees. We're holding on to those low to middle 30s as we finish out by Friday with partly cloudy skies in your forecast. Get out and enjoy it if you can, and have a marvelous weekend.
Just
Just minutes from Sparta, the Cotter Pin is bringing urban rustic dining to small-town Wisconsin. From craft beer to gourmet pizzas, they're putting their own spin on comfort food in Leon. On this Foodie Friday, we are joined by the owner and kitchen manager to tell us more. Good morning to both of you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So what should we know about the Cotter Pin? What do people need to know?
Well, like you said, we're 3 minutes south of Sparta, right off the interstate.
Rustic kind of vibe, would you say?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's newer rustic.
Okay.
It's very rustic, but not dirty. We keep a very clean place.
Yeah. I've seen some photos on Facebook. It looks great. I love the vibe. I think very small town Wisconsin, what you would think of, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell me, what inspired you to open up the Cotter Pin?
Well, we decided, my ex-wife and I decided in 2016, we were married then, we decided that we wanted to do like a wine tasting, craft beer place with a gift shop. A lot of that has kind of went by the wayside, except for the craft beer. We have a great selection of wine. We don't do a lot of wine tastings anymore, but our main focus has become our food.
Yeah.
Through the COVID years, it got very difficult to rely on the bar business alone.
Right.
So we focused more on our food.
Okay, so now you're pivoting
I don't
to
mean
food.
to, pop in, but tell folks you are still loving what you do, right? Yeah, I mean, I was in the restaurant business for like almost 25 years. You just love that kind of stuff, right?
It's, yes, very much. It's a love-hate relationship. Very difficult sometimes, but I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. Love coming up with new ideas for food.
And your food looks amazing. So tell us a little bit about what you've brought. I see a Reuben. What else did you bring? It looks delicious.
What we have here, do you want to take this one?
Sure. So this is one of our mac and cheeses. It is our Wisconsin Oktoberfest.
Okay.
So it is our gourmet mac. It has penny noodles. It's a white cream sauce. Our beer cheese, sauerkraut, onion, brats, and the little top cheese on.
Yeah, it looks great. So is this always available, or is it just kind of during the Oktoberfest season?
Nope, this is always available.
Always
and we also
available.
have this in a pizza as well.
Oh,
Is it a 2-person thing or a 3-person thing? Or is it...
that's
depends how hungry you are, right? Yeah.
It's usually you'll feed two. We carry a lot of to-go boxes.
Yes.
Yeah. And then what else do we have here? It looks like a Reuben, right?
Yep, this is our Reuben. This is our most popular sandwich. And honestly, what makes it stand out from other Reubens is our Thousand Island dressing. It's amazing.
Okay. Is it homemade?
No, it is not.
Okay, it's just a special one. That's
Yes.
good. Okay, well, I would love to try that. And so what's on the menu for winter comfort food? More stuff like this, I'm assuming? Or?
Our mac and cheeses go great in the winter, and then we do have our soups. This one is our prime rib. So it has our prime rib that we cook, baby red potatoes, carrots, onions, corn, peas, and asparagus.
Okay,
And what about specials that we don't know about yet that you're going to tell us? Ooh, I'm looking forward to that.
So every Friday we do fish, but it's not a fry. We don't have fryers, so it's oven baked, and it's which kind of stands out from pretty much the rest of Wisconsin. Everyone does fried foods.
Sure.
And it's just a nice, light, flaky crust, Parmesan crusted cod, and then we also have our prime rib.
Okay.
We have some pictures on there.
Yeah,
right
we've
now.
got some pictures on there looking delicious up there. And then here's a little bit of your bar. So yeah, you mentioned that you have quite a craft beer selection. How do you choose which local breweries that you want to feature?
It's not hard, honestly. My distributors come forward to me with their breweries that they have in mind, and most of our beers are local.
Okay.
We do have the regular favorites too, that from all over the U.S. including Europe. Basically, they come to me.
Yeah.
I've had breweries come to me and say, "Hey, we're opening this up. Is this something you'd want to carry?" Like Fountain City Brewery just opened back up, and they have an amazing golden lager that we keep on tap all the time.
Okay, very cool. All right, well, CotterPin.com. I know you guys are active on Facebook too. So thank you so much for being here to tell us about the Cotter Pin.
Yeah. Thank you.
Seems like a
You guys-
great place, a cozy vibe for the winter,
I know.
right?
I hope you guys have some
Absolutely.
coffee so I can make it back home after all this wonderful food, right?
They got something for everyone, I'm sure. Thank you guys again.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Coming up on CBS Mornings, tariffs are a big part of President Trump's agenda, which could have a big impact on the auto industry. We went to a dealership to see what it means not only for the price of your next car, but getting it repaired as well. They do break down these days. Also, the State of Spirituality with Lisa Ling. It's back. She introduces us to a movement associated, you could say, with the Catholic Church. Thousands of followers, but even if you're Catholic, chances are you have not heard of this. And in a special talk of the table this morning, we have a huge announcement about some of the big names at this year's Grammy Awards. Excited about that as well. All that and more at 7.
Join News 8 Now for the 102nd Annual Westby Ski Jump, January 31st and February 1st. Athletes from all over the world compete at speeds exceeding 50 miles per hour on the Olympic-sized ski hill. Visit snowflakeskiClub.com to buy a button today.
Your job title shouldn't define you, but in the job I'm running for, it should. I'm Brad Schimmel, and justice is my life's work. Helping Wisconsin's most vulnerable, stopping elder abuse, taking on human traffickers, putting pedophiles behind bars, and leading the Sexual Assault Kit Initiative, clearing 4,000 backlogged tests so survivors could finally get justice. For me, it's not a title. It's my mission statement.
An epic weekend of ice fishing along the Mississippi River in Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin at the 75th Annual Prairie du Chien Ice Fishery, January 30th through February 2nd. A tradition that started in 1950, the Prairie du Chien Ice Fishery is celebrating a milestone year with live music, great food, a ton of fun, and a chance to win prizes all weekend long. Learn more and register for the 75th Annual Prairie du Chien Ice Fishery at prairieduchien.org.
At Overhead Door Company, we repair any garage door and only install the best. Serving up to 100 miles outside of the Onalaska, Wisconsin area. When you need a door company you can trust with your life, call Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
Do you suffer from burning pain, coldness, numbness, tingling in your hands, legs, or feet, and worst of all, balance problems? Have you been told you have peripheral neuropathy? Stop what you are doing, because there is help in a healthy way. We see physicians across the country throw a drug cocktail approach at this condition, getting minimal, if any, relief while neuropathy progresses toward being confined to walkers and wheelchairs due to amputations and disabilities. Drugs like gabapentin, Lyrica, Cymbalta, or opioids are designed to hide neuropathy but not fix it, and often come with dangerous side effects. Finally, there's a proven path to recovery that thousands of patients just like you have experienced. Our breakthrough, non-invasive neuropathy treatment is supported by FDA-cleared technologies based on published clinical evidence, creating a 99% satisfaction rating. More exciting, our patients enjoy our home therapy to conveniently accelerate healing. If you want your health freedom back, don't choose to suffer any longer. Call now. Spots are limited to the first 20 callers. Call today so we can help in a healthy way.
You earn trust by making a commitment and sticking to it. By telling the heartwarming local stories with the same consistency and dedication as the difficult ones. And serving this community all day, every day. We work hard for this trust and love telling your local stories. Because we, like you, expect more. We are News 8 Now.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
Time for your morning news now. Authorities have named those involved in an officer-involved shooting in the town of Lafayette last month. 49-year-old Matthew Luke is identified as the man killed on December 1st. He allegedly fled the scene of a domestic abuse incident and fired his weapon at law enforcement. Detective Zachariah Becker of Eau Claire Police and Wisconsin State Patrol Trooper Joseph Desprez then discharged their weapons and hit Luke. Becker is currently serving on administrative duty. Desprez is on administrative leave. The scene is still under investigation. President Trump is expected to visit the Hurricane Helene cleanup efforts in Asheville on his first out-of-Washington trip since he returned to the White House. While on the campaign trail, Trump had been critical of the Biden administration's handling of the disaster, and earlier this week, during his inauguration address, stated, quote, "Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency." The president is also set to visit areas ravaged by the Southern California wildfires later on today as well, another disaster he has also criticized. President Trump's controversial pick for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is headed toward a final vote in the Senate today. The former Fox News host narrowly passed a procedural vote Thursday, with Republican Senators Susan Collins of Maine and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska joining Democrats in voting no. CBS News has confirmed Hegseth disclosed to senators during his vetting process that he paid $50,000 to the woman who accused him of sexual assault in 2017. He denies any wrongdoing. The city of La Crosse is gathering public feedback for their 5-year consolidated plan. The plan uses federal funds to build and repair homes while funding other public services in the city. Each year, La Crosse receives $1 million from the Housing and Urban Development Department for those projects. The forum is held to see how the community would like to see those funds allocated.
We know our needs change, and this is our way of saying, hey, it's been 5 years. We know a lot has happened in the last 5 years. Let's come back to the table and see what the needs of our community are, and make some decisions that are data-driven on what the next 5 years looks like.
The new plan will go into effect in April. Well, get ready for an exciting weekend of events in the Cooley region and Chippewa Valley. Jam out this weekend for the Riverfront Revolt at the La Crosse Center. Some featured artists include King Alexandria, Pop Evil, Beartooth, and Starset. 2-day passes are sold out, but single days are still available. Check out local shops at the Snowball Vendor Market. Stay out of the cold in the Sparta Floral Greenhouses and see what the stalls have to offer. There is no cost to attend. The Minnesota Marine Art Museum is celebrating 3 new exhibitions at the museum's launch party. Check out the new displays, enjoy live music, food, and drinks, or enjoy the bonfire along the river.
All right, let's take a look at your local weather here. We'll have clouds on the increase today as we go through the morning hours into the afternoon. Temperatures also on the warmer side as well, getting up to the 20s expected for our day. So we're looking at seasonal average temperatures. Eau Claire will follow suit as well, with snow popping in the picture as we get into the 3 o'clock hour, possibly maybe 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock getting to evening commute. So we'll share that. Most of the snow will be up to the north, possibly about an inch or so. A little bit less, as you can see, getting down to La Crosse. So we're looking at maybe about an inch of snow or less, maybe a dusting or so in some cases. It's going to go farther south. Hey, look for temperatures to go from 24 to 33 degrees. They'll be on the rise going right through the weekend. Breezy and gusty winds will ensue. Look at 20s and 40s into the picture as we go from the morning all the way into the afternoon. 30s cutting back to finish out the remainder of the week for next week. Get out and enjoy it if you can, and have a wonderful weekend.
A Nebraska Cornhuskers fan hit the putt of his life and managed to win a shiny new Porsche. The amazing shot happened during Nebraska's game against the University of South Carolina on Wednesday. It's said that this 1-in-a-million shot is extremely difficult due to the basketball court surface potentially being too slick for the ball. However, for this lucky fan, the ball stayed true and giving him the greatest hole-in-one of his life. Well, I'd love to see that. That would have been the best shot of the night. It's a basketball game,
exactly.
but that definitely is the best shot of the night. Not a chance that anything could top that.
Well done.
Well, I'm really looking forward to that 40 that we're going to be seeing on Monday, the high of 41. Can't wait. I'm sick of this cold weather.
We do need the snow, though.
Yes, that's true. Got to open those snowmobile trails that people are hoping to get on.
Exactly. You know what? We may see a little extra snow coming in February. That may be
okay.
Key for us. We're
Can
looking
offset
at
it. I know we had a really, really warm February last year, so hopefully this year we can see more winter weather. I think that we really need that.
Yeah, local models are trending that way right now, so we'll see if that happens for us going into February.
And when I say local or winter weather, I mean not snow. I'm sorry, not the super cold. Some snow, but not like freezing temperatures.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. 100%.
Well, thank you for waking up with us this morning. We'll see you back here at noon.